Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to make like a boxy cushion cover for this armchair that I own. I have this armchair which I really like actually. It's from West Elm. It's got this velvet blush pink fabric. I don't want to throw the cushion covers away. I will reuse it at some point later, but for now I just want to change up the cushion covers just to kind of like change the look of my living room for a while. I'm actually going for a bohemian look overall, and to achieve that, I kind of want to bring some color into the cushions because I found this really nice Mexican poncho fabric from the fabric store. Some might think it's a bit loud and out there, but I kind of do like to mix and match things because it kind of gives me that whole cozy feeling. So here's the fabric that I have. It's really thick. Now what you do is what I did was I folded the fabric in half, because when you fold it in half, then you can just like cut once, measure once, and cut once, but you get two pieces out of it. Anyways, you know what I mean. It's like killing two birds in one stone, except don't kill any birds except for chicken. Anywho, I really enjoy working on the dining table. It gives me a lot of space, except for this time because my daughter had made this contraption, whatever it is, and said to leave it there until she comes back from school. So I'm trying to work my way around that on the dining table, but you get the gist. So the first thing you want to do is measure the top and the bottom of your cushion, which is the top square or rectangle in my case, and the bottom rectangle. And then you want to cut like the side piece, the one that goes around it, so to give the cushion a more three-dimensional shape, right? So for my top and bottom pieces, I rounded off the edges, just so, in my opinion, to sew a box cushion, it's always easier to sew or go around the corners when the corners are kind of rounded a bit. Before I started, I serged all my corners so I'll have a nice finish. Also, because this fabric frays a whole lot, so it was nice to kind of finally serge it and keep the fabric in place. And it's also really nice thick fabric. It's awesome. It's beautiful. Now I always start my sewing the side piece, like I said, mentioned before, the side of the cushion. I always nick the cushion at one place so that when I'm sewing the top piece and the bottom piece to the side piece, it's always parallel to one another. It's always aligned with another and it won't skew. The third side of my cushion was not the same as the fabric on the three sides. Or the fourth side, I should say, not the third side, the fourth side. It was slightly broader, as you saw. The reason for this is because I actually didn't want to put a zipper in, but I wanted to make this side of the side piece a bit broader, because then I would be able to sew buttons to it, like buttonholes and buttons, so I can make that kind of closure. But I didn't end up sewing buttonholes, and you'll see what I mean anyways. So here I am sewing now the top piece or the bottom piece, whichever way you want to look at this cushion, to the part where I had nicked earlier, but I hadn't nicked it quite properly, so I nicked it again just to make it clear, because the fabric is pretty thick, so you kind of have to like really get your scissors in there and cut it through, right? So again, I'm only sewing three sides, like two long sides and one short side, and then the other short side I'm going to attach it to the remember I said the broader side, the broader piece? Yeah, I'm going to attach it to the broader piece so I can sew in, make buttonholes later to sew buttons to close the cushion cover. Also, another tip from someone who's broken like a gazillion sewing needles before: use proper sewing needle for this project. So I use like an upholstery fabric needle, or a jeans fabric needle, because this is a very thick fabric and I do not want to break my normal sewing needles. So this is where I attach the broader piece to the other short end of the cushion. I sew it first. You can sew it either to the bottom square or the top piece square or rectangle. It doesn't matter where you start, it'll come up to be the same thing anyways. So I sew it on the long side of the cushion and then the side pieces, leaving one side, either the top or the bottom again, if you're understanding what I'm saying, maybe just look at the tutorial, because that would be better. Pictures always say 1,000 words. Anyways, you will end up with something that looks like this. In the corner, there will be like an excess there, but don't worry about the excess. All you need to do is sew up so that the corner or the side pieces, the one that gives the cushion a 3D look, so that corner close. And then once that's done, turn your cushion inside out. Of course, don't forget to cut the excess fabric off. Turn your cushion inside out, put your cushion into it, and see, this is where you will see I have that excess fabric, and this is where I had actually planned to kind of make like buttons and buttonholes so that I could close that excess corner. But in the end, when I got a bit lazy and I thought, let's make this a bit fast. So instead, I just turned the excess fabric in on itself, which, turned out that it was the whole process of sewing something like that was redundant anyways. I should have just made it all the same side piece. But anyways, I tend to do this to myself a lot. So I just kind of closed the sides by making little tags with thread. Of course, my thread broke a couple of times, but I went in there again, didn't give up, used a big doll needle to sew this, and in the end, after making some nicks and folding in the excess fabric on itself, I managed to sew this shut. I did do extra tags, like just because when someone sat on the cushions, I didn't want the cushions to come apart or to open up. But yeah, this is just how I tag it. Of course, this is not convenient if you plan to like wash your cushions all the time, like every 3 months or so. Then you'd have to keep sewing them shut. But I don't think I'm going to wash these cushions like for a year maybe. And this is how it actually looks. I haven't really finished the wall in my living room, all of it yet, but I really love how it turned out. It's really bringing a lot of color into the living room. And if you enjoyed this video as much as I did, do not forget to leave a comment below. If you think I could do something better, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe and join our little community. And I will see you again next week. Bye guys. Love you so much.